What is there for kids to do on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas? Let me start by saying the Kids Club is just the beginning. Here are my top activities for kids and families on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. Laser tag clash for the Crystal City. The story goes that sometime in the distant future, two teams need to battle it out in a glow-in-the-dark laser tag face-off in a Frozen-themed wasteland. Now, the course itself is a massive, and I mean huge, inflatable castle that is set up in Studio B. This is the ship's indoor ice rink. The ice is covered with carpet so you won't slip, but you do need to wear shoes for this. Children must be at least 5 years old to play and 40 inches, but it's not just for kids. It's a great activity for families, or even if the kids just want to play by themselves, you can sit in the studio and watch. But here's a tip. You can make reservations for Crystal City. So when you get on the ship on day one, go to the daily planner on the Royal Caribbean app and see which days laser tag is being offered. Chances are you'll want to play more than once, so sign up for a few games. Standby spots are also available, but it's standby, so who knows if you're going to get in. So for your little ones, Wonder PlayScape is an underwater-themed world with slides, child-sized climbing walls, games, and puzzles. And by night, the playscapes transform into an otherworldly seascape with special lighting and effects. Now, adult supervision is required here, but there are places to sit, or you can get in on the fun and solve a few puzzles together. The Boardwalk neighborhood, located on Deck 6 aft, is where you'll find the complimentary carousel rides and even special events like the Family Fun Day Carnival. The carnival is especially fun for kids. They have a chocolate fountain, a cotton candy machine, kids' games, and live entertainment. It's scheduled at various times throughout the cruise, so be sure to check the daily planner on the Royal Caribbean app for special events on the boardwalk. These events are popular, so I recommend getting there a few minutes early when you see when they are posted. But of course, the carousel is the main attraction here. Those are hand-carved horses, by the way. The boardwalk neighborhood also has the doghouse, which features hot dogs and brats. All of this is included with your cruise fare. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who think sliding down 10 stories on Wonder of the Seas sounds exciting, and those who think it sounds terrifying. Well, actually, it's not as terrifying as it looks. It's a regular slide, not a water slide, and you can sit on a mat all the way down. You actually control how fast you go once inside by pulling up on the front handle. While it is thrilling, it's not as intimidating as you might think. Inside, there are lighting and sound effects to make it even more exciting. Just remember that when you come to a stop at the bottom, you'll be on Deck 6, the boardwalk, and you'll need to take an elevator back up. The minimum height is 44 inches to slide, and no reservations are required. Now, Adventure Ocean is the kids club on board. As we know, Royal Caribbean ships are, of course, family ships, but Wonder of the Seas takes it to the next level. Adventure Ocean is way beyond a kids club. Now, it's for those ages 3 and 11. Inside, there are supervised activities. There's plenty of activities for kids, like science experiments. There's an imagination studio presented by Crayola. They have scheduled character appearances starring popular DreamWorks characters. They have supervised scavenger hunts around the ship, field trips to the sports court and the video arcade, and also the video games are set to free when they go to the arcade, so that's really cool for the kids. They have movie nights, even with Disney movies, which I think is awesome because, well, it's not a Disney ship. Kids may also be escorted to the Windjammers buffet for dinner. They even have their own little buffet. Look at that. Now, Adventure Ocean is open from 9 a.m. to about 10 p.m. It does close periodically during the day for a couple of hours here and there, so be sure to check the schedule. On port days, it's typically open the entire time Wonder of the Seas is in port. Adventure Ocean has a late night program as well. That starts at 10 p.m. Now, that part is not complimentary. They do charge about $7 per hour. Kids can stay until 2 a.m. I recommend that you attend Adventure Ocean Open House on Embarkation Day. There you can meet the crew, take a tour of the entire facility, and register your child. You can also enjoy playing games together, in the different spaces during open house. Now, if you have a tiny one on board, there is a Baby and Tots program. Wonder of the Seas has a Great Babies program just for those between the ages of 6 months and 18 months in the Adventure Oceans Babies Club. There's also Adventure Ocean Junior, which is for children who are ages 18 months to 36 months. They must be potty trained, though, to enter the club. A small fee applies to both Adventure Ocean Babies and Adventure Ocean Junior, which is about $7 per hour. Now, for older kids, there's Social 100. This is a teen club for those ages 13 through 17, and Wonder of the Seas does a great job of giving them options and variety to keep them engaged throughout the cruise. They will also be so thrilled to have some of their own space, and believe me, so will you. There are two parts. The first is the Social 100 Lounge, which is on deck 16. It's an indoor place for them to play video games. They can socialize, listen to music. They also have planned activities. Sometimes at night they'll go to the sports deck, or they have scavenger hunts planned and some things like that. Plus, there's the private Social 100 outdoor deck area, which is on deck 17. Here they have a place to chill. They could sit in a hot tub. There's even a refreshment bar serving non-alcoholic beverages. Teens are allowed to come and go as they please from Social 100. If you have a teen who is going by themselves, I recommend that they attend on the first night because they'll be doing introductions and icebreakers, and it's during this time that they'll make friends, and who knows, maybe they'll make a friend for the rest of the cruise. Also, on day one, parents can tour the teen club and register their child, so it's a good time to go and take care of all that before you get underway. There's a water park located on the pool deck. It features dual racer slides, the first boomerang style and head-first mat racer water slides at sea, and a champagne bowl slide where after braving one slide, you emerge into a giant bowl before sliding down one more tube. Oh, and I know what you're thinking. It sounds like a toilet bowl. Exactly. The kids are going to love it. So, of course, this onboard water park is included with your cruise fare. Height and weight restrictions do apply, though, and I recommend that these slides are for those ages 7 and up. That seems to be the appropriate age. And also, I would recommend that you go during the morning because the lines for the slides tend to get a little long. And a great time to visit the pool and the water slides is when the ship is in port. A lot of people will get off and you'll have the pool and slides to yourself. So if you're not planning on getting off, that's great. Go up to the pool deck and enjoy the water slides with fewer people. Now, pint-sized cruisers can have a blast too in Splashaway Bay Aqua Park. This water playscape features colorful water slides, a water cannon, fountains, pools, whirlpools for tots and tweens, and they have to be supervised by their parents, of course. Now, kids must be potty trained to enter, and the slide has a minimum height of 42 inches. It's hard to imagine that this can be done on a cruise ship, but on the zip line, you're 9 decks up above the Boardwalk neighborhood on Wonder of the Seas. And it's absolutely a thrilling experience for them and for adults too. It's open to kids ages 12 plus, and they must be a minimum of 52 inches. Also, a parent must be present. And you're going to need to wear shoes that have laces on them, so don't forget those. The zip line is included in your cruise fare. No reservation is required, but check the daily planner in the Royal app to see when it's being offered once you're on board. The surf simulator is one of the most popular activities for kids and adults alike. Reservations are recommended. You can make those in the Royal app once you're on board. If your child is new to surfing, they offer boogie boarding in addition to stand-up surfing. They also have private lessons. Those are available starting around $70. It's pretty neat if your child gets the hang of it. They'll get a big cheer from the crowd who's watching, and we all know it's not easy. So when they finally get it right, it's really nice to see everybody kind of cheer them on. Wiping out is inevitable though, but don't worry. FlowRider is basically a giant trampoline with water, so once you wipe out, you just bounce around until you come to a rest. Still, you will need to pass a quick physical agility test and sign a waiver, so you should allow additional time prior to your reservation for this. Wonder of the Seas has an amazing miniature golf course on board. It's up on the top deck. If you watched my other cruise videos, you know that I recommend playing miniature golf at night Why? Because it's so hot during the day, but also, and this one in particular, it lights up at night. It has special lighting effects at each of the holes. This is actually a great activity that the entire family can do together. It's included with your cruise fare, of course, and you can play as many times as you like. No reservations are required, and it's pretty much opened throughout the entire cruise. The sports court is always busy, especially with teens looking to play basketball. If they want to play basketball, there's always somebody in there who would love to play with somebody else. Social 100 will sometimes have activities planned here as well in the evenings. Spotlight Karaoke is a lounge on Deck 5, just on the Royal Promenade. And from show tunes to shower tunes, your entire family can sing your favorite hits with thousands of popular songs to choose from. Now, reservations are required, and they can be made on the Royal app once you're on board. This is a popular activity, so I recommend you make your reservations on day one. The arcade on Wonder of the Seas isn't as popular as it is on other Royal Caribbean ships, probably because there's so many things to do on Wonder of the Seas. But you will find a good mix of games from the 80s, 90s, and today. The games are not included in your cruise fare, so just be clear with your child how much you want them to spend, because they can use their SeaPass card to buy games. Also, as I said before, Adventure Ocean will take the kids up here sometimes for free play. Rock climbing walls have become a guest favorite on Royal Caribbean ships, and Wonder of the Seas has two. Both are located in the aft, just behind the Boardwalk neighborhood. These 30-foot tall rock walls are open to kids who are ages 6 and older. Rock climbing is supervised by crew members, and they are great about encouraging kids to keep going. It's actually much harder than it looks. Kids can safely and slowly rappel back down, which is the fun part for them. Reservations are not needed, and it is included with your cruise fare. Just remember to bring a pair of socks, because you will need to wear special rock climbing shoes. Now, kids might not immediately be too fond of having to sit through a show, but Intense on Wonder of the Seas is different. This is a high-energy show with powerful music and has everything from pool plunging to tightrope teetering and beyond. This show is extremely popular, and it does have limited seating, so you definitely want to make a reservation in the Royal app as soon as you're on board. This is one that sells out almost immediately. So I recommend that you arrive about 40 minutes prior to the show, because you need to select a good seat. I also recommend that you sit towards the rear of the theater, because some of the performances take place overhead and you want to be able to see what's going on. Now, from Sorrento's Pizza to the cutest buffet line called Kid Jammers, there are plenty of kid-friendly dining options on board Wonder of the Seas. Even the main dining room is kid-friendly, and with all of the food included, it's a great time to see if they want to try something new. If they don't like it, that's okay. They can just order something else. I got my son to try escargot for the first time as an appetizer. It went just as you would expect, but hey, he tried it, and it was really fun to watch. We got a great video of it. Thanks for watching. My name is Darren. Every day I help people plan magical vacations to Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, and more. If I can help you too, visit me at orlandoparksguy.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram.